Alright guys, today we're going to be loading our boss into the game. Check it out. Miss Spoon has entered. This is Miss Spoon. She's a grammar specialist and she uses attacks that are word based, I suppose. It creates words. Right now, she's using Mr. Smith's attacks, which is the fists and stuff like that. But I'm going to be subbing out those other attacks for her special attacks. But the main thing I want you to know is in this video, we are going to load in your boss pretty much just like this. So that's the main objective of this assignment. So let's see if we can't get started on doing that. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need your boss. Technically, you don't have to have the animations done. Check it out. I've got some animations here for Miss Spoon. Mouth closed, open mouth for teeth. What I did is I copied Mr. Smith's and then just gave her different the names anyway, so it would make my code easier. So that's her speaking 1, speaking 0, speaking 1, speak 2. They're just different variations of the different speaking patterns for my character or for my boss here. And then she also is going to have her spraying teeth attack is not going to be that. It's going to be conjuring up different words and using them. Heck, while I'm here, let me show you what that's going to look like. Why not? I like talking about stuff. Check out this testing zone I made. Hold on, I'll pull it over the other monitor. So I've got this little testing area where I test my characters. So if I want to see what they do, I click spin, and they all spin, so I can see what the spin looks like, or right spin. And I can also tell them all to fire their projectile, and they will fire it. And I can see what it looks like. And I've been adding buffs to their projectiles, which makes them faster. And then with the B there, it will make the projectile larger, like that. And then I've also added in a special ability where they can spray more than one bullet, like this. So those are buffs to be coming into the game. For the enemies, the player 2 has that buff as well. You can also combine the multiplier with the spray, so it will get really not easy to dodge. I have to edit the ones for the little guys because the speed makes it where they're not so useful. The player also has this ability, so he could have a spray shot, triple, double, etc. Okay, now why was I here? I was going to show you Miss Spoon's attacks. She's going to conjure words like this, and then she'll throw them at you. So that's the attack that I have not yet added into the game, but this is going to be her primary means of attacking the player as she conjures a word from her. That didn't really conjure correctly. I think maybe I pushed the button too many times. That's not really a word. There we go. Okay, so anyway, that's that. I don't know. I just wanted to show you. Off topic, but anyway, here we go. You got to have your character. You need to have some animations. And what we're going to do is we're going to load this character into our game. So here is my game project file. Let me go back to here. In the blends folder, I went ahead and put in Smith. That's his blender. And then I put in Spoon's blender. That's these two here. So if I open it up, it's going to take me to this file here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to load her fully into the game again. So I'm going to make a new tab here, change it to one viewport. So this is just an empty tab, and okay, so this is the Blender file. Blender files, sometimes they do load in good, sometimes they don't. We're going to go ahead and load it in a slightly different manner, I suppose. So I've got the blends folder for bosses. I'm going to make a folder for bosses for the scenes. And let's only load in Spoon for right now. And I call this one Spoon. Uh-oh. Dang it, I think I accidentally hit enter. Let me grab this folder. Okay, so I messed up the, yeah, so I like the spelling to be correct. So spoon grammar specialist. Did I spell that right? I never spell anything right. Okay, there we go. Grammar specialist. So she's got her own folder to go into. Now this is a scene, right? This is my scenes folder where I have all my different scenes. I'm going to load her in with a different way, and sorta. I'm going to load her in with this file called a GLB. So I'm also going to make a new folder, GLB. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to change the color on this folder too. Let's do, I don't know. Pink, why not? Create folder, bosses. And then I'll do one more. Okay, Mr. Eversole, you're making a lot of folders here. I know, sorry, I'm crazy. Spoon, grammar, specialist. Okay. Blender has a way to import stuff by exporting it as a different file type. The file type, as you may have guessed, is GLB. Let's do that. Okay, so after you get your boss all created, give her bone structure and all that good stuff, select on all the things that are about your boss. So my boss has body parts and eyes and eyebrows and all that stuff, and she's also got armature. And then additionally, there are letters to attack with. Notice I'm not selecting those. Select all your pieces, go up to the top, hit File, Export, and you'll see GLB. I'm going to click on that button. Over here on the right, you've got tabs and stuff that you can include extra stuff. I had to play around with this particular section quite a bit. You're definitely going to want the animations. If something doesn't load in correctly, you can mess with these little toggles over here, and they're pretty helpful. Okay, so for right now, we'll see what it loads with right here. No, I haven't done this. I'm doing this video fresh because that's how I do things. All right, let's go up, 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 up. No, there's GLB. I see GLB. So I'm going to go GLB, bosses, grammar specialist. Okay, so this export is going to go into that folder that I created. I'm going to click export. It should load for just a moment. And now it should put that this character exported as a GLB file, which should be recognized by Godot as a certain type of file. There it is. Maybe I can use just that file. I don't know. But here we go. I'm going to pull this one in. And now I have my little spoon. There she is in all of her wonderful spoonic glory. If I click on this open in editor, and I'm going to say open anyway, now I've got an actual scene where I can see all the different stuff. If I click on the animation player should pop up at the bottom, and I've got access to all those wonderful animations that I made. And then she will do those different animations. She can speak. She can do her like thing that's going to cause the words to appear. Okay, great. So I've got my character. This is not a Godot scene file. Maybe I can use not Godot scene files, but I like using Godot scene files for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Spoon, the very top node. I'll right click and I'll say copy. Then I can open up another file. I can open up another tab. Just a blank one. And then on the side, you'll see it says paste from clipboard. When you do that, it pastes all that stuff that came from that GLB file, and now it's an actual Godot file. It looks the same, and you might not listen to me, and you might make that error. I'm going to point you right back to this video. So here we go. I copied all that stuff, and now I'm going to save this one. So I'll do Control S, I want this one to go into the scenes file, Spoon, Grammar Specialist. And then I can give this the name. I could say Spoon. Maybe I'll just say Spoon Boss or something. Maybe not so long. Alright, save. There we go. I'll close everything. Also, it gives you this nice warning down here to tell you that the file is large. I don't know how to make the file smaller. There might be ways to make it smaller. I haven't done great on that. You can make that warning go away. That's the best I've seen to do. But anyway. Specialist. Oh, I've also updated this to Godot 4.6. It worked fine for me. Alright, so now I have my spoon. She's got everything, and it's a Godot scene, so the stuff should work pretty well. This is what I want to load into the world. If I click play, let's see, let's go to the test world here. If I click play, I am currently on, come on now, this pattern of units. We did this in like the other video. To change the pattern of units at which is getting loaded, you're going to go to scripts, you're going to go to globals, and then level loader. And right here is where we decided what thing is going to spawn. I don't want to load Smith Myers. I want to load my new spoon scene. So I'm going to delete this one. And I'm going to go find my spoon boss. And I'll drag and drop that one into here. If you don't have any of this written out, then that's fine. This part right here that I'm editing, this is the words that pop up on the screen. We haven't even done that yet. But I've already did it in my other version of the game. So, okay. I've loaded level 5 is going to be spoon. The spoon that pops into the world. So spoon, grammar specialist, here's her scene, and the first row of the array that has her says boss. The next one is the path. Maybe I should make myself some notes and you guys some notes. This first set would be what type of entity. If it's regular squirts, then I mean it's just a number and I can check for that. This one is the scene path. And then this is text to display. Like when the enemy comes on the screen, I'm like, look out, it's spoon, or whatever, you know, whatever you want to say. Okay, so this is level 5. I'm choosing this scene, which is the one we just made. And up here, we want to not start on level 0. Let's go ahead and start on level 5. Alright, so if I save that, then when I load this test world again, I bet nothing will appear on the screen. It should be nothing, because we haven't set anything up. So look, we have no enemies appearing. If I change it to one of the levels that does exist, like per se 3, then it's going to load the level 3 pattern of units, which is all of that one. Okay, perfect. Alright, so we want spoon level, so let's do 5. Alright, loads nothing. Let's figure out where loading actually happens. Alright, go to, I think it's either squirt holder or squirt spawn point holder. Ah, found it. Squirt spawn point holder. Alright, you'll see right here, it says, like when we run it, it says current level 5. We typed that out somewhere. Oh, right there. So the last place we were working on stuff. And then it says this is the current pattern. And it tells us boss. It's got the name of the boss. And then it's got spoon grammar specialist. And then it says we should load a boss. So this thing is telling me, hey, we should be loading a boss. A boss should be appearing on the screen. So we just need to... we need to make that happen. So if you look at this one, when it loads the pattern for the units, it does the row, It does the column. It does the name for each spawn point holder. Well, loading a boss is a lot. Should be somewhat simpler. Let's make one for load boss, and then let's start filling in with just text what we would like to do, and then we can do those things one at a time. So I need to load the correct scene into the game. I need to move the boss into the correct spot. And then you probably want to start the thing, start some animation, maybe, I don't know. This one might not be correct. Meaning like maybe we do that at another spot. But this is the basics. Maybe I should just say start the fight. Start the fight in some way. Okay. So we need to load the correct scene into the world and then move him into this right spot and then start the fight or begin mission kind of deal. Okay. Well, right here in our current pattern, we have access to some information. We got boss. We know it's a boss because we said, hey, this is a boss. And so we want to do load boss. Load underscore boss. This is the function we're currently working on. This could be this argument that we have right here. We could make that argument be the path of where our boss's scene is located. So I could say boss scene path. There we go. Now we need to send that information here. So where is that information? Well, if you look right there, we've got current pattern is boss, and then there's the path, and there's some text. So let's get just that thing. Let's see. I think it's going to be current pattern. Let's see if it is. And then 0 would be the word boss. So square brackets, 0 is word boss. 1 is going to be the path. 2 should be this extra text. Let's make sure that that's actually what's there. Okay, let's see. Load boss not found in load. Oh, I didn't. These two names are the same. So let's make these two names exactly the same. All right. Let's make sure that it's actually sending the correct path. So path to boss is, and I'll put this here, and I'll hit run. Okay, nothing should appear, but we should get the correct path. All right, there is the path to the boss. That's correct. That's good. All right, so let's load that boss. So let's say var new boss is equal to load. What do we want to load? Let's load his path, or Spoon's path. All right, so that should be there. I'm gonna do this next part a little bit quicker. Let's do what are we on? We are on the squirt spawn point holder. We might need a different holder over here for the boss. Let's do add. Let's do boss holder. If I end up changing this, I apologize, but it seems to make sense that I put it in the boss holder. So I need access to this little boss holder node or script, whatever. Let's do a unique name. I right-clicked on that and I selected access as unique name, and then let's do at onReady var get let's see, boss holder is equal to I'm gonna do get parent PARE get parent, and then get, you might be able to not have, you might be able to just get it with the name. We can try that. Let's try that. We'll try that. Grab this exact name. Let's not. You might have to do get parent, you might not. I'm going to double check. Boss holder, let's see if it works. This is where we need to put the boss. Where do we need to put it? Into boss holder. Let's make sure that it actually loads something right there. Alright, let's see if that works. Run. Notice how when I'm doing this, I'm doing one line and testing it immediately. I'm not going to like throw everything in there and see if it works. So look, it found the node. If you want to verify that that node is actually the correct one, you could also ask that node what its name is. So you say, this is the node and this is the name that Godot assigned to it, that crazy long number, but I called it over there boss holder. To make sure that it picks up the right name, you just say, hey, what's your name? And there it is, the name. All right, this is the guy that's going to hold on to the new boss that we just loaded. So I'm going to say, I think you have to actually instantiate this scene. Instantiate means basically create one. So new boss, I don't know if I'm doing this in the smartest way, but whatever. Boss instance is equal to new boss dot instance. It should be instantiate. I'm gonna spell it wrong, so I don't want to. Oh wait, you know it's probably written over here. Yep, instantiate. Let's grab this word. All right, we want to like basically create a new version of this. And then we'll say boss holder dot add child, and we want to add this boss instance. We might be able to put this instantiate right there, but I don't know. Let's find out. We should see a big fat spoon appear on the screen now if I did it right. If not, I might be pausing this and fixing it. Oh, there she is. She appeared in a crazy location, but she's there. Let's go. Okay. I'm just morbid curiosity for me at this point. I'm gonna try to do dot instantiate right there, and I'm gonna try to do new boss right there, and I'm gonna try to comment that out. That may or may not be a way to eliminate a line of code. It might work, it might not. It did work. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Okay. Alright, so we added the boss, and now we need to put her in the right spot. There's a dumb way to put her in the right spot, which is literally just tell her her new spot. So you could say, hey, new boss, your spot is global underscore position is equal to vector 3, and then that's a 3 coordinates, right? So like if I want to find where she needs to go, it's probably somewhere near the center. So I can look at this node. I kind of just like grabbed one. This one's pretty close to the center. That might be the center. Transform. Its location is -5. So it's probably not -5. It's probably 0. And then 30 looks like somewhere near the center of the screen, and then 0. So I'm going to do 0, 30, and then 0 for my script. So let's go back to our spawn point holder. And it might be wise to not be doing this in here. We could possibly move it to boss holder to do this stuff, but our path that we're going to use is going to be comma 30, 0, comma 30, comma 0. Save. And this should literally just put her put boss at dang. Move boss here instantly. Save. There we go. She's in the world. She's in the right spot. I can move. I can shoot, but it's not going to hit her. And she's not doing anything cool. She also might need to be larger. But she is in the world. She is in the world for us to begin mission and doing stuff. Alright, I will probably, this video is getting long. I'm going to stop it here and we'll pick up in the next one.